W.
Yeah.
What do you want it? I knew
want him
this
in
was
the
going to
mix.
happen. I knew this was going to happen. We're definitely the only show outside of ones on Nesson that is going to have this on a bar. It's because you wanted it.
Yeah. Are we ready to talk
Are
about it?
you ready to talk Drake May MVP?
I am ready, yes.
Okay, go.
The MVP.
That's the conversation.
See, I knew he was going to do this. I told you. I told you guys on the call.
I'm not trying to, no, that's the conversation. Are you ready to talk Drake May MVP? What you say matters, okay? The question is not, is Drake May the MVP? If the question was, is Drake May the MVP, that's a whole different conversation.
What would your answer be?
I don't know. I didn't prep for that. Am I ready to talk? Yes, I think we should have the conversation. We can move on. That's what
That's the end? Because I was going to support you.
Brew,
You go, Greg, and I'll go. You go, Greg.
Look, I love what I'm seeing out of Drake May. What we just heard from Stephon Diggs is a great endorsement. Like, when you see a young guy get compared to a guy like Josh Allen, you're basically saying, look, that's what it can look like. And I honestly feel like when I watch Drake May at his age, with his lack of experience, he is getting there a little quicker than even the guy that he just played against.
A lot of that's Stephon.
Look,
he has gotten there.
Stephon and Josh McCain.
he looks really, really good in his decision making. All the things that we saw last year that was like, man, maybe
Don't throw the ball to the other team.
yeah, don't do that. Yeah. He's correcting those things. We're seeing the
take a
course
sack,
correct.
keep the clock running. Like,
It's been impressive to watch Drake May. So
but the moral of the story of this, because we got to get to Cowboys.
No,
we have to get to
I
Cowboys.
haven't gone yet, and I'm here to support you.
I know, but we all are in agreement. And it's hard for us to agree on anything universally. We all agree the answer is yes. We are ready to talk about it. Brew is a yes, I'm a yes, Greg is a yes, and you're a yes. We're ready. The segment's over. He's in the MVP conversation. The segment's not over. This part's over. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I was going to support you even further.
You did.
Okay, all right. Then I won't say anything.
Do you have more graphics?
I do, but it doesn't.
Yeah,
matter.
put them
Go
out.
ahead.
I want to see your
Positive
graphics.
Drake
Let's
May.
see what your graphics are.
Yes, but buddy,
Love it.
I'm not being a smartass here. I'm telling you the truth. That those are guys who are in the thick of in my opinion, right now, the MVP discussion. I didn't mean to exclude Daniel Jones, I swear.
why did you?
I'll be honest, because he just doesn't come to my mind. It wasn't a conscious decision. I just said to Josh, I was like, hey, put Drake May up against Baker, Dak, and Josh Allen, because in my head, I'm like, those are the MVP candidates right now. I didn't include my guy, Patrick, because he hasn't had the year so far. And I didn't include your guy, Daniel Jones, because I'll be honest, I have not yet accepted that reality that we're in. He just on merit, he deserves to be there. He's in line with it. They now have a winning record. Also, this was the little addition I was going to give you. The great quarterbacks in our league. Josh was a little bit of a late bloomer in that he popped in year 3. Year 2, they made the playoffs, by the way, threw that lateral over the back of his head. Year 3, though, they made the first AFC title game. Patrick Mahomes, year 2, but his first year as a starter, won league MVP. Lamar, year 2, won league MVP. Joe Burrow, year 2 in the Super Bowl. Trevor, year 2, 7th in MVP. Yeah. So we've seen it. They won a playoff game. And so year 2 is not too early anymore. And so I think it's legit.
Yeah. That's the end of the segment. It is interesting to talk about Drake May right now in that context. And I have my own stats that I'm going to show you to kind of sell you on Drake May even more, because it's actually incredibly impressive. That this is actually a little bit misleading right now. In the negative, like in terms of to support Drake May even more. But before I get too much into it, New England Patriots fans, you are essentially the last team right now that I am trying desperately to get you to subscribe and watch the full length of the video, because I make New England Patriots videos and they don't watch. And I was talking to someone in the comment section where I was just like, I want to make more New England Patriots videos, but they don't watch them and there's no comments. And so it's like, I want to create videos and clips that people want to watch, that people want to discuss. Like, that's the purpose of it. So if I make a video that gets 900 views and 4 comments, it's like, well, there's no real point in making the video. It's not a matter of just trying to chase views just for the sake of views, right? Like, it's not what it's about. Obviously, the more views, the better. But when you subscribe and you watch the full length of the video, it is the best way to support this channel, the best way to support the ability. Like, this is what happens. It just goes vertical. And it puts me in a position to be able to make more New England Patriots videos, to discuss Drake Maye, to have these conversations that actually, and facilitate them, and have a deeper, real, more grounded conversation with all of this. Like, that is what I'm looking to do. But it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. Like, you gotta watch. You gotta subscribe. When you do that, then it's like, great. I can just talk about the New England Patriots. Because there's other times where it's like, I'm pressed for time, I'm exhausted, I'm just a human. I don't got Dusty or John or anyone in the back help me out, just me. And so there's times where I'm just like, all right, I got to make a video. What am I going to make a video about? And it's like, oh, the Patriots. But it's like, what's the point? If no one's going to watch it, if no one's going to comment, then it's just like, it just becomes hard. Like I said, I'm just a human being out here. I don't got a team. So please subscribe. Please watch the full length of the video. Help my ability to be able to make more great New England Patriots content. Now, let's get further into it. It is so fascinating. Listen, we can use all the comparisons to other quarterbacks. I'm actually less interested in that because they all have different rates of progress, especially now continuity in coaching as well. Obviously, Patrick Mahomes is the best example of this in terms of year 2 as a starter. He had multiple years with Andy Reid at that point. Continuity with the receivers, just a ton of continuity that Drake Maye did not have. That already now puts him on the back foot, quite frankly. Same thing with Josh Allen and whatnot, for all the different various reasons that there are. So comparing the timeline of other quarterbacks, if we lived in a world where most quarterbacks just got drafted to a team, it was the same coach, same coordinators, the meat of the roster was the same, then those comparisons would make sense. But also, all these quarterbacks are getting drafted at different ages. Drake Maye is incredibly young relative to all of this. Drake Maye just turned 23, like a month ago. And to put this in context, Jaden Daniels is turning 25 in a couple months. That matters. I always try to tell this to other people. It's just like, if you ever interacted with little kids, or even just younger, it doesn't even matter, but there's a huge difference between a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old. There's a massive difference between an 18-year-old, a senior in high school, and a sophomore in college, a freshman in college, and a senior in college. Like, it's night and day. We think like, oh, what's the big difference between 22, 23, 24, 25? Everything. I mean, seriously, just everything. So even that alone. So the rate of progress that we're seeing is really impressive and really awesome. And I do think that there is some validity to the school of thought that these younger quarterbacks have more room to grow because there's more runway. There's more for them to learn here. So the acceleration that we're seeing, I think, is awesome. And that's why when I did the stats with Drake Maye, I took away his first game, week 1, because it was week 1, first game with the new coaching staff. Week 1s in general are tough for any quarterback, let alone a quarterback who hasn't even played a full complete season start to finish, let alone with a new coaching staff. And when you look at that right now, okay, from weeks 2 onward, he's top 7 in passing yards, okay? And who's above him? Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Daniel Jones, Patrick Mahomes. He's right there in the mix of things. His completion percentage is through the roof, 77.6%. 77.6%, and still throwing for 974 yards. And it's what makes Sam Darnold so impressive right now, because he's got 73.9% and is throwing for 1,096 yards. And all top 3 of these quarterbacks has been impressive because they all have completion percentages in the 70s. Drake Maye, though, nearly 80% and 9.1 yards per attempt. 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. I mean, that is great. That is incredibly impressive. And within range in terms of turnover-worthy plays. I'm a big proponent of looking at that. Are you putting the ball in harm's way? But then it's continues to be more interesting because his completion percentage is through the roof. And even when you now do adjusted completion percentage, it's even higher at 86% and still above everyone else in the NFL when factoring in drops, throwaways, etc. So really fascinating stuff. The big thing is, and his passer rating, obviously 119.4. So again, when you compare some of these numbers to this, it's even better. It's actually even better. Someone like a Drake Maye deserves to kind of have a punt on week 1, a lot less than Baker, Dak, Allen, etc. I mean, all quarterbacks to a degree do, but a young quarterback especially, Drake Maye. So just wildly, wildly impressive. This is the thing that he needs to fix right here, is the pressure to sack percentage. That is through the, when you look at all these other quarterbacks who are playing really well, Sam Darnold, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott, etc., you can see they are all taking so much less sacks. Pressure to sack percentage, this is really on the quarterback mainly. Some of it is definitely on the coach as well. Are they giving, like I always talk about, are they giving the quarterback solutions to the problem? You're experiencing pressure. Am I helping you get the out? Am I helping you figure out where to go in this situation? We trust the offensive coordinator with Drake Maye to be able to troubleshoot that. So this is definitely going to be more on Drake Maye than anything else. This has nothing to do with the O-line. This is when the pressure actually gets to you. What do you do? Are you taking sacks? Are you getting rid of the ball? What are you doing? And his pressure to sack percentage is, listen, it's always typically higher for these young quarterbacks because they just don't know what to do, and especially if you're not like a hyper mobile quarterback. But even the hyper mobile quarterbacks, like the Jane Daniels of the worlds, they still take a lot of sacks too, especially early on in their career because they're constantly trying to escape and make magic happen. But this is really if he can fix this through the course of the season and sooner rather than later, everything else is just going to skyrocket. Everything else is just going to skyrocket. It'll be really impressive because even when you look at sacks right now, you can see Jalen Hurts at 14, Lamar Jackson at 13, Drake Maye at 13, Justin Herbert at 13. But you can see that Drake Maye and Lamar Jackson's a little bit differently, and Jalen Hurts for that matter, because again, them running and using their legs is a huge part of their game. So you expect them to sometimes get themselves in trouble. But even so, Jalen Hurts has been pressured more times. Cam Ward is a rookie. Justin Herbert was pressured 20 more times and yet the same number of sacks, right? Carson Wentz is an old quarterback right now. He's 32 years old. I don't expect him to be able to be as mobile, and that O-line is a mess right now. And so the name of the game for him is kind of just like, I just gotta take it, right? Like I just gotta try to not get hurt in this moment. So there's going to be different, you're going to have different expectations for different quarterbacks in different moments, whether it be their career, for their team, whatever it is. But this is undeniably something that Drake Maye has to figure out. And again, for Lamar Jackson, he typically is not this high. This is definitely more of an outlier. He's typically, at the lower end for that. Him, Josh Allen, etc. But obviously Lamar Jackson has this hasn't been his year so far, and obviously hasn't even been able to play every game so far. So for all intents and purposes, Drake Maye's number one in the pressure to sack percentage, and it's pretty high. And when we compare him to other quarterbacks, I think it's more helpful for Drake Maye. And obviously, Drake Maye is mobile and stuff, but like I said, he's not the mobility of a Josh Allen, of a Jaden Daniels, of any of these. So when you compare him to someone like a Mac Jones, 16.7% pressure to sack percentage, and again, he's not escaping that pressure because of his legs, right? He's just that's not his game. Okay, it's not Jared Goff. Jared Goff is 10.5. Okay. Like when you start doing these types of things, Matthew Stafford 10.5. When you're able to start to get the ball out quicker, maybe throw the ball away more. Again, find the hot route, whatever the solution may be exactly, that will unlock just tremendous potential for Drake Maye. That's the last bit right here. That's the last bit. It's not like, how do we stretch the field more? Or how do we get him to be more accurate? Or how do we get him to take more chances or less chances? Or he has to really work on his back shoulder, this or that. Or it's, how do we take less sacks? How do we minimize that? Because sacks are drive stoppers. I mean, you get pushed out of field goal range. I mean, all this stuff happens. You figure a solution to that. The position that you're in right now goes through the roof. And the reality is, and I'm not even going to tell you that this is my MVP list, But if we were going to say that this is the MVP list, if it's just like, let's just say it's these 4 guys, I don't know how you would not put Drake Maye. I mean, you would lean towards a Josh Allen, mainly because you have previous year bias as well. You know what he's capable of doing. You know what he's achieved. They have the best record. You know his total yards, what he brings from the rushing game, etc., etc. He has the most total touchdowns, the highest passer rating. I think it's fair. Obviously, I know Patriots fans aren't going to love Josh Allen, but you can conceptually understand it. But if we're going to start to incorporate Dak and Baker, etc., to put Drake Maye in there, you'd have to. The Patriots are such a mess. We're such a mess. And now you have Drake Maye just improving at a lightning rate, at even just a semblance of support. And right now with an older Diggs as his main piece, like Baker has an elite wide receiver in Igbokwe, and he has a great wide receiver in Mike Evans and Godwin. They haven't played the full season, but they both have now played multiple games. And Igbokwe playing the whole season, he's already like a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL right now. Right? I don't know if people are necessarily saying that Diggs is a top 10 receiver right now in the NFL. Dak had CD in the beginning. CD's been hurt, but still has George Pickens and company. And again, it's not to take away what Baker's done, what Dak's doing, or what Josh Allen's been doing. Like it's not to take away from anything of that. But it's just, I don't know how many teams are elevating this New England Patriots offense right now. I think you're seeing a true elevation that if we're saying that Dak's elevating, Baker's elevating, Allen's elevating, you have to put Drake Maye in that conversation then. And if that's what we're saying then, right now, considering the circumstances, considering the roster, considering the age and the experience of each quarterback, I'm like, what Drake Maye is doing is more impressive to me then. When I put it all together, make no mistake about it, the MVP award is a narrative award. It's a narrative. It's a story. That's honestly what it really gets boiled down to. I mean, wouldn't Tom Brady then be the MVP like 15 times? You know, like it, and it's not, or Peyton Manning. Like there's so many other factors, and it's not just who's having the best year, who's having the greatest year. It's like factoring in the roster, the situation, the impact. Like there's so many other variables here, and it is too soon. It is too soon. But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I'm really excited to see if Drake Maye continues this progress, and if he does, then I think rather than looking at it from like a year 2, we've seen what Mahomes did year 2, and we saw what so and so did year 2. It's like, I think you see a Drake Maye have a year like we potentially saw Jaden Daniels have his rookie year. To me, this is like a rookie year adjacent because of the mess the Patriots were in his actual rookie year. This is more rookie year to me. And I'm looking at it through the lens of like, can the New England Patriots get into the wild card, maybe even win the division if the Buffalo Bills struggle, but more likely wild card, win some playoff games, like knock down a big competitor, a contender, like beating the Detroit Lions. Like, can the New England Patriots beat the Kansas City Chiefs in a playoff game in a divisional round after shocking another team in the first round, whoever it may, whatever team that may be. That's how you arrive. That's how you say, yep, the dark ages of the New England Patriots are over. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Drake Maye? Are you ready to talk about Drake Maye being an MVP? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.